Hello and welcome to another episode of TERA. In the previous episode I showed you where and how to get your PvP gear. In this episode I will show you how to use it and where to use it, as well as the PvE gear, assuming you already have it. But that one is for another episode. In this episode I will show you which gear is more suited for which occasion. So starting with the PvP gear, you have the impregnable shoes, scepter, the badge, the robe and the gloves. These four, they will always have to change depending on what you're doing. If you are doing battlegrounds, you will use this here. Actually right now you don't need to change because TERA changed the battleground, like CS, Crosshair, Stronghold, to use for everyone to use a how do they call it, unified equipment. So automatically it changes to the appropriate gear when you enter Crosshair Stronghold, so you don't really need to equip this. But if you are in a party or you are dueling someone, you must change this PvE gear to your PvP gear. So take notice. And also your underwear. If you're a healer, you need to change it to something without power and something with HP on it, with a lot of HP and or mana, something like that. Something that will keep your skills going, you know, either your life bar or your MP bar, which you need in order to survive an attack, because every skill uses MP, so, but I'm sure you already know that. So moving on, yeah, we talked about this here. This one doesn't change, this one doesn't change, the belt and the rings, they don't change, the earrings, they also don't change, and the crown, the circlet I think it's called, and the necklace. These things here, they don't change from PvE to PvP, so everyone uses the same, basically the same, unless you upgraded it to a higher item, which is entropy ring or higher than that. So, shoo, go away. So, yeah. This is the set that you use either for solo dueling or if you need to be in a party and be the actual healer of the party. In such occasions you do not do any damage, but you just stay on the side and you keep yourself alive so that you can keep your party alive. So these zergs are very important for your defense. As a healer, you will be quite soft, so you need a lot of defense on you to keep you safe from all those attacks, because everyone will target you. As a healer, you are the most important member of the group. Do not forget that, and do not let anyone tell you any different. So moving on to, what is this? This is a gear, the set you will use for solo PvE, when you will go out into the open world and hunt either monsters or do dungeons. Pay no attention to these niviots here, they are not as perfect as I would like, but this one reduces damage just like this one, but on top of it, it has MP replenishment, which is a very important skill to have when you are battling monsters. If you're battling a really good monster with a lot of loot, like a world BAM, you will need this one and these ones here. These ones will protect you from the damage. I'd say this is the perfect set of crystals here. Yeah, raise maximum HP, and defense from monsters. And these ones, they will protect you from monsters. And oh wait, this is not protect, this is increases damage to monsters. This one is to protect you from monsters. And on top of that, it will replenish 11 MP, which is this 11 MP every 5 seconds, which is not bad, especially if you have 4 of these. So you have 44 MP per 5 seconds, so that is quite good. Okay, so in terms of these green crystals, you can either use critical or power. For different classes, different Zergs do better, as I hear. I don't really try the criticals, never, so I wouldn't know how the criticals are better than power in my case as a healer. But I've always been satisfied with the power Zergs, so I never found it important to change them. And as you can see, the earrings and the rings are the same as in the PvP set. This. Yeah, they do not change from the other set to this one. But these two, they change. These two here, they change, and this here, they change. But the crystals, they change. All of them change. So keep that in mind. In PvP and in PvP and in PvE, you use completely different crystals. Not one crystal should be exactly the same as in PvP. I, for example, have here a PvP crystal, which shouldn't be here, but yeah, for example, in PvE, this should be better even than this relentless Niviot. So to use them. And on top of that, this is unbreakable, so no matter how many times you die in dungeons, these ones will not break. But these ones, you can't get ones like these ones, no. They look like they are activated or something like that. They are shining. These ones do not, so these are normal crystals. They do break. They do break a lot, because when neither of these ones break, when you die, one of these 4, they will die. So keep that in mind. If you're doing a solo or a party dungeon, these crystals, they will be the first ones to go if all of these are the unbreakable ones. I have all unbreakables here and all unbreakables here. PvE gear right here. A critical factor, critical resist factor, critical factor. So this one increases your critical factor. This is important when fighting monsters. As you can see here, you have a PvP attack and PvP defense badge. This one is, of course, useless if you are fighting a monster. Also keep that in mind. The underwear should also change to power or critical. If it has some HP attached to it, then so be it. For example, this one is full HP. This is very important in a duel, that you have a lot of health bar. And as for other items, as I said, they all keep the same. They all stay the same. Okay. Oh, and do remember, this one is a no. These ones are a no-go in a party. If you are in a party killing a world boss or doing a dungeon, do change this, because you will be instantly kicked by the members for using these crystals here, and these ones also. These ones are not good for party dungeons, okay? These ones are only for solo missions, for solo monster killing missions, for monster vaults, or for, you know, whatever you do on your own. These ones are only for that, not for parties. For parties, you will need this particular set. It's not very different. For example, this side should stay the same. These three, of course, they're not supposed to be here, they are bad. But this one, if you can get all four of them to be like this one, then you have a perfect set of 4 hardy Niviots. This is perfect. And if you can get 4 of these here, this would also make it perfect. It is especially important that you, as a mystic, have these crystals here when you are doing a party with 5, 10, 20 people, because you will not be able to heal them in time, especially if it's a hard dungeon. So you need these crystals. These are the first crystals that your party members will inspect you for. If you're missing these crystals here and you instead have maybe PvP crystals or solo PvE crystals, then you will be instantly kicked. Afterwards, they will also check if you have these crystals here, which give you mana, which is very important, as you will need to give a lot of resurrections, which take a lot of mana, a lot of resurrections, cleansing, healing. You will cast Distral a lot of times. Now you will use a lot of skills in a party, so you will need a lot of mana, which gets depleted rather fast. So do use the appropriate crystals on this side, and don't forget to use the protection crystals from monsters. Preferably all 4 of them to be like this one. And yeah, just to remind you all the 3, and as far as I know, the only 3 sets you need in this game is the solo PVE set, which is this one, then the solo and party PvP set, which is this one. As far as I know, everything in here is basically perfect for PvP. Some might have a more advanced item level than me, more enchantments, but yeah, this is the perfect set as far as I know for PvP, for party and solo. And then we have this one here, which is for dungeons, and really the last and the only set you will need for a dungeon. Usually it's always the same in any type of dungeon. You use these ones here. This is the first thing that everyone will check, and you will either be kept as a healer or you will be kicked rather fast. Then they will check this, then they will check this, and then in the end they will check your gear. They mostly just check the weapon, the shoes, the sleeves, and the robe. Everything else they do not check. So the crystals here, this here, and this here. This is what you should have in any dungeon if you are more interested in PvE. Okay, so I hope this video was instructive. Thank you for watching. Do leave a like on this video and don't forget to subscribe for more content, and do leave your thoughts in the comments down below. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next video.